right, hello everyone. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Pop Go the Rockers. My name is Joseph, and I'm here with my two great co-hosts, Jerry. How you doing, Jerry?
Doing fine, man. I had a great day today. Hope everybody out there did. And it's Memorial Day. By the time this goes out, it'll probably be 2 weeks after Memorial Day. But I hope you all had a great holiday.
Yes, sir. And Andy, how you doing as well, Andy?
I'm doing pretty good. Yes, just like my colleague was saying, happy holidays, everyone. This is Memorial Day, and I'm just happy to be here. This is a wonderful album we're going to be talking about, so it's cool.
Yep. And what better way to celebrate Memorial Day than talk about a beautiful woman? That's
She's a
America right
cutie.
there. That's
She's a
America.
cutie pie. I will say that. I don't mean to sound like a dirty old man, but she's a cute little girl, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm allowed to say it. She's my age.
That's true. Yes.
So anyway, we're going to be talking about Sabrina Carpenter's 2025 album "Man's Best Friend." Got a little show and tell there. Got the CD, and yeah, I mean, what a cover! What a cover!
The cover says a lot about the album. It absolutely
Boy,
does.
does it!
Yes.
That's when I bought it, I said to these guys that it's very reminiscent of the Scorpions Animal Magnetism album cover. Anyone who's a rock
Yeah.
fan that knows the Scorpions, very similar album cover to that, and very different albums though. So yeah, this
Yeah.
album was released on August 29th, 2025. It was Sabrina's seventh studio album, but
That's
it was
unreal.
only
She's
yeah,
27. Her seventh
yeah,
album. She's been on movies. She's been on
yeah.
TV. I mean, she's been a busy woman, man. So good for
Although
her.
her first four albums were all when she was an actress in her teenage years, in her early 20s. This is her kind of third of her current era that she's on of being an actual like mainstream musician superstar. This is kind of her third of that era. So yeah, but overall, it is her seventh album. It was co-produced by Jack Antonoff, who has produced about every album that we've talked
Pretty
about on this
much.
show, and John Ryan, who go both co-produced the album and between them played most of the instruments on the album. There were some other musicians as well. Sabrina played some instruments, but Jack Antonoff and John Ryan played most of the instruments, I believe, on the album. Of course, we talked about Jack Antonoff before, has produced for everybody under the sun. John
Pretty
Ryan
much.
was most well known for his production with One Direction. He did a bunch of their albums and has done some solo work with some of those guys ever since then. He's worked with a lot of different artists. He's done a couple of Sabrina's albums as well, so that's someone that she's worked with quite a bit. So between the two of them producing this album, playing most of the instruments, this album was a huge success. It went to number one in 18 countries, including the U.S. It has so far gone platinum in the U.S. in the less than a year that it's been out, and it was nominated for 6 Grammys this year. I don't know if it won any, but
Are you
I know it
serious?
was nominated for 6 Grammys, so including album of the year, I think.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, very, very, very successful album. Critics loved it as well, musically especially. Critics did take a little bit of an exception to some of the lyrics, that it was a very forward album lyrically. She certainly isn't hiding what she's talking about on some of these
No.
songs. So that was the one criticism I think from reviewers was that it was a little bit forward in the lyrical category. But yeah, so a little bit of background there. I will throw it over to Jerry to get your first thoughts on this album.
Yeah, I've known Sabrina for years. I've seen her. I haven't watched it, but I knew the name. Let's just say I've seen the face a lot, and I knew she was like kind of what Miley Cyrus did. I mean, she did like a couple TV type of albums, like Hannah Montana and stuff like that before she kind of broke out in her own way. I've watched her on Saturday Night Live a few times. She's funny. She's a very entertaining woman. She really is. And the interviews I hear and what I hear from people on the street that have met her said she's a really nice, kind person. Which is cool to know about, her. But yeah, hearing this album for the first time, I knew the way she dressed. I knew everything. She was pretty provocative. I mean, she's very sexual. But woof, listening to this album, man, I tell you, I was, you know, wow, she really is not afraid to talk about it. That's for sure. To me, I got four songs that really stood out to me, and I'm going to talk about the one I think that needs to be talked about the most, and that's "Tears." Wow, um, the
Yeah,
lyrical content of that is pretty good. It's like we know what she's referring to when she's mentioning the word tears. But very, very, but it's a pretty cool tune in all, you know. I mean, I love the harmony vocals through it all. It's very pop. It's very, you know, run through production wise, but I say it all the time, that's what pop music is supposed to be. I think Sabrina sounds great on it. Um, what else do I got on here? It's a very fun song. And the wordplay on it is really cool. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit on the R-rated side, if not a little further down in the R-rated side, but cool tune nonetheless. When did you get hot? I dig that song because yeah, I actually kind of really like the structure of that song, the way it's put together. The drum programming I think is really good. There's actually some really good bass guitar playing on this song, which I really dig. I'm a
I
musician,
think that
so
was John Ryan that played the bass on
was
most
it?
of
Okay.
this.
Yeah, I'm a musician, so I kind of like to break down the music sometimes, everybody. So really cool playing, actually. And I think her vocal on that one is really sexy. And again, you know, it's kind of a not as bad as Tears per se, but the pretty much all of her songs are pretty. You know, Sabrina Carpenter, you know what you're going to get with this album, so I don't need to really say anymore or get myself in trouble. um, don't worry, I'll make you worry. I think it's a cool tune. She got a really cool slow vocal on this, which I like. There's actually some good guitar playing on it. The lyrics I think are really good. You can definitely tell this is a Jack Antonoff written song because you can compare it to maybe some of Taylor Swift songs off Evermore or Folklore. It goes around that line. Really good. I dig this song a lot. Man Child. I mean, come on. It's very, you know,
Catchy
I
as
admit
shit.
it's catchy as shit. It may be a tad bit too young for me sounding, if that makes any sense. But it's fun, you know. I can see why people would like this. I do like it a lot, but do I feel kind of weird by liking it at my age? Sure, but fuck it, I don't care. If something sounds good, it sounds good. You know what I mean? Um, she performed this on Saturday Night Live a while back, and
She
very
did it on the Muppet
entertaining.
Show this year.
Hopefully, she wasn't wearing what she was wearing on Saturday Night Live when she was performing that, but well, she was. Oh
No,
my. Oh, okay.
she was not.
But you know what? You know, she's a very confident woman, and you know what? Say what you will about her, she does what she wants, and she doesn't apologize, which is cool, and I admire that. If any artist, actually, so good for her. And then to close it out, nobody. I got 5 songs. I'm sorry, I said 4, but I got 5. Nobody's Son, I think, is a really, really cool tune. Again, that low register, I think she's got is really nice, really poppy flow to it. Probably about as catchy as one of the definition of a pop song right here, I think, in my opinion. Catchy, poppy. The instrumentation on it is really poppy. Again, very Taylor Swift-like song, I think. Good, slick, well-produced pop song. Yeah, I dig it. Those are the 5 songs that really stand out for me. And I had one else thing I was going to say. Go ahead with Andy, and I'll think about what I was going to say. I can't remember, but
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
those are the 5
yeah.
that stand out for me.
Yeah, Andy, what was your first impression of this? Did you have any kind of history knowing Sabrina Carpenter?
I had no history about her whatsoever. I've heard her name. I saw her a couple of times Saturday Night Live. Other than that, nothing else. And I wish I would have kept it that way. This album, I don't know what y'all are hearing, but I find no entertainment quality at all. Um,
Wow.
y'all mentioned Jack Antonoff, and yes, and this is something I've complained about a lot. A lot of producers have their hands. The same producer has their hands in a lot of different artists. Makes things sound the same. This is what I try to avoid with pop music. So manufactured. I didn't hear or feel one feeling at all. Wow,
Wow.
with this album. The lyrics were very bottomless, very soulless to me. Um, I do have a couple of songs that did stick out to me, but only a couple, and I really had to drag them out. I really had to pick something. I heard this album about 3 or 4 times, and the provocativeness that y'all speak of overreaching for me. I didn't buy it. Um, all in all, I just thought it was about 38 minutes of something that I was just wow. And after you said all the accolades that she received for this album, I was all like, "Are you kidding me? Grammy nominations and this and that," and I just don't see it at all. It's just another pop album that I tried to avoid, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Fair
So
enough.
what songs did you drag out?
Man Child, I thought was cool. It's a pretty cool story. I was able to follow it along a little bit, and yeah, I did. Excuse me. And the closer, I believe it was Goodbye.
Yes. Yep.
I found it intriguing that she used goodbye in different languages. I thought that was cool. And I know that sounds silly, but that was about the only thing I was able to drag out of it. And I see that in different parts in her songs, she tries different vocal patterns to make herself sound a little bit more playful in parts. I found that as acting. I didn't feel any kind of connection to her, and it's odd because the other pop albums that we've done with like Olivia Dean and Taylor Swift and Holly Humberton and others, I felt some kind of connection. This I just felt cold towards too. Yeah.
Wow.
Fair enough.
Did you remember what you were going to say, Jerry?
Oh yeah, I was just to mention, man. I just want to do a shout out. I know you did mention you weren't a fan of Jack Antonoff's work on this, Andy. I just want to say that guy is a really, really talented guy, musician wise and writing wise.
Oh yeah.
He's almost, I would consider him maybe the John Lang of fucking production, I think, in pop music, maybe. Robert John Mutt Lang. The guy is definitely knows how to write, or not to write. Well, he does write a lot of these songs. He writes all of them, actually, I think. At least he's got his hands written in it, I think, in most of these songs. But, I just want to shout out to him because I think he's a very talented guy, and I think he's really bringing us some great pop music. So thank you for that.
And that would be great if he kept it to himself, not spread it around to so many different artists where it all sounds the same.
Well, I get what you're saying there, but at the same time, you want to go with the hot producer and you want to go with the hot writer in businesses like that. So, I mean, I don't blame people for levitating to them. And of course, they're going to sound like who you are, too. I mean, maybe what you're saying is, enough already. Let somebody else take the helm for a while, see what we can come up with. I don't know.
But no, I was thinking more of these artists doing more on their own. Okay. Because if you have the same producer and the same writer going from this person to this person to this person to this person, it's just going to make sense that someone's going to be dry, or everything's going to sound the same kind of subject matter, the same kind of situations. Because we listen to artists because of their writing.
True.
And sometimes it can be the same, but they're doing it for different faces. And that's what's always bothered me about this kind of machine that's going on,
Okay. But I think that's not always been the blueprint of pop music, though.
Yeah.
Seriously, slick production. I mean, you're not going to get a lot that sounds 100% different. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe we listen to rock and metal song, we can tell a lot of the shit apart. But maybe pop music, at least being new to me, it's kind of hard to tell some of it apart. Does that make sense?
Right.
I mean,
right. Well, and I think every era of pop music has that kind of like that dominant sound. I mean, the '60s, you had the Phil Spector, the Wall of Sound. You had that Motown kind of sound. The '70s, you start getting some of the Philly soul sound that really started dominating music. Late '70s, you get that disco sound that dominated music. Early '80s, you get that Quincy Jones production that dominated everything. Late '80s, you get the really, really keyboard heavy kind of like when Madonna started, like that started to be the sound. And then you kind of see every era has that kind of sound, and there's the producer that kind of ends up with everybody. And that like everybody has to do their album with that producer to be cool, I guess. And I mean, the last 5 or 6 years, Jack Antonoff has just been that guy that if you're going to make a pop album and you're going to make a #1 album, you're going to work with Jack Antonoff, especially if you're a female singer. I think that's kind of been like every major female singer over the last 10 years has worked with Jack Antonoff at some point. between
And I,
Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift, Lana Del Rey, Lorde, all these major artists that have done stuff with Jack Antonoff. Aside from his own music, of course, that he's been doing for 15 years at this point.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong about some of the things, Andy. I kind of agree. Maybe the lyrics probably go a little overboard sometimes. I get that. They're really suggestive. I get that. And maybe, and I hear what you say. Maybe some of it is definitely a little, acting. I hear that. You're right. Absolutely. Some of it is. But yeah, I mean, anyway, I just wanted to before I go any further, I just want to say shout out to him because look at all the instruments this guy plays on this album: the mandolin, the slide, the 12 string, the glockenspiel, the sitar, the mellotron, all the keyboards, synth effects, piano, drums, guitar. The guy is a very talented guy, dude. I mean,
oh yeah, I love him. I think he's great, but I just wish that he would give a little bit more variety. Do you know what I mean?
That's fair enough. I hear what you're saying.
Because his new album with Bleachers that's coming out or has been out,
okay,
the 2 or 3 singles that they've already released, they're fantastic. It's completely different from anything else that they've done.
Maybe some of these artists maybe need more help. They need more help than some. Maybe Bleacher doesn't need as much help as maybe somebody like Sabrina does.
Well, the Bleachers is his band.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is his band. Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. He's singer, everything.
Oh, shit. I did not know that. I knew he had a band. I didn't know the name of Now you mentioned it, does sound familiar. Oh, well, like I said, I'm new to everybody, so I'm sorry about that. But, that's cool. I'm going to check. They actually have albums out? I mean,
they got about 4
this is their, fifth?
Yeah,
this is their 5th album,
I see a future review coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is it pop, though, or rock? Or...
Yeah. Pop rock.
It's alternative pop.
I see a future review coming up here, folks. I did not know that. Thank you for the info, guys.
Yeah, he started out his first band back in the early 2010s was Fun. They were a big band. I played one of their songs on my show a couple weeks ago. We Are Young. That they had a couple big hits, and then when they broke up, he started Bleachers, and that was right when he started working with like Taylor Swift and Lana Del Rey and all them. Was right when he started Bleachers, like late 2010s.
Good stuff, guys.
Bleachers is completely different from what he produces.
Yes.
So
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Good to know. Anyway, I'm done with what I wanted to say. I just wanted to. The guy obviously has some talent. So
yeah. So I mean, my own history with Sabrina Carpenter. I of course knew her as an actress when I was in my teenage years when she was on Disney Channel in Girl Meets World. I thought she did a really good job of that. I didn't really pay much attention to her music around that time, though. Like I said, she had a couple albums out at that time as that show was ending, a couple more albums out. And then I really didn't know her as a musician until a couple years ago when she really started to get big. With her last album was when she really started to blow up. When Espresso and all those songs from her last album was what blew up really. And that's when I started to see her and I hear her music more. And then this album came out and I heard the lead single, which was Man Child. And that song blew me away. That's the first song I want to talk about because I absolutely love that song and what I love about it. And I actually hear it a little bit differently than Andy. I think there's actually a lot of variety on this album of different genres. Because I mean, there's some stuff that's like straightforward pop, but the songs that I really like on this album are the ones that have that more like kind of folk or country influence on them. There's a lot of ones that have like that kind of folk or country influence, like Man Child, and a couple of the other songs I'm going to talk about. There's even there's like an R&B song on here. There's some like Jerry said, there's a couple more that are like Tears, like a couple other ones that are more straightforward pop songs. But for me, the best parts of this album are the ones that are more kind of country influenced, stuff like Man Child. And I absolutely love that song from the first time I heard it. I think it's catchy as hell. I think she does a great job. I think she has a great voice. I really do. I really do enjoy her voice.
You know what? I'm sorry to interrupt you, Joe, but you're right. There is a country ting to that song, Man Child. You're right.
And a couple other songs on the album have that kind of with the slide and it has the banjo, the mandolin, that kind of has the. And that's another thing I really like about this album is that even the poppier songs, everything has a very deep instrumentation on it. There is a lot of real instruments being played on this album. And I do appreciate, of course, a lot of the albums we've talked about that do have the more electronic quality. I mean, one of my favorite albums that we reviewed was the Lord album, and that's a very electronic album. But I also love these albums that bring in some of these different instruments that you don't really hear on pop albums a lot. Like some of those ones that you mentioned that Jack Antonoff plays on this album. I don't think there's a lot of pop albums coming out in 2025 that have some of the, like a mellotron. There's a mellotron on this album.
A sitar. I mean,
a mandolin. Like all these different instruments that are being played, and I think it adds a lot to the instrumentation of this album.
Yeah.
One of the other songs I really, really love is Sugar Talking. I think that's one of the more poppy songs I really, really enjoy. Another one that has the kind of country element is We Almost Broke Up Again Last Night. That one I really, really enjoy as well. One that Jerry mentioned, Don't Worry, I'll Make You Worry. I think she has a really, really cool soulful vocal on that one. And then I'll also mention the one that Andy mentioned, Goodbye, the closing track. I think that's a really good closing track for the album, another poppier one, but with some of that little bit of country element to it as well. I think those are my favorite songs on the album, are the ones that have the kind of country element. Some of the pop ones, like I'm really not a huge fan of Tears. It didn't do it for me. There was a couple songs on the album that I was like, nah, but overall, I think that it is a very solid album to me. And I really, I like the kind of variety that I hear from her on this album, because especially on her last album, it was a lot of very samey sounding songs to me, and they sounded kind of like Tears. I mean, Espresso has that similar vibe production wise.
That's a catchy fucking
it is. And so a lot of those songs to me, but I also love that you can tell how influenced she is by a lot of older music and different kinds of genres. Like she has mentioned that Dolly Parton is a big influence on her. I mean, look at her. I mean, she's a blonde bombshell that shows a lot of skin. That's Dolly Parton right there.
I think she said ABBA and Fleetwood Mac too were big.
ABBA and Fleetwood Mac. I mean, she just did that thing with
yeah.
Stevie Nicks at the Met Gala, and they sounded great doing that. She worked with Madonna recently. I mean, she's been working with a lot of these different artists. Went on her last tour. I mean, I thought the song they did together I wasn't a fan of, but the version of Like a Prayer that they did live, I thought she sounded great on that.
Oh, okay.
And the last tour she did, she would every night she'd pull out like a different cover. She did Lay All Your Love on Me by ABBA. She did I can't remember what other Fleetwood Mac song it was, but she did another Fleetwood Mac song. So she's really influenced by a lot of those female artists of like the late 70s, early 80s, of like ABBA, Fleetwood Mac, Dolly Parton, Madonna, like that kind of which that's a very wide variety of artists.
That's good to see. That's good to see about these young people.
Variety.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we'll go ahead and send it once more around the horn to do our final thoughts here. Jerry, what are your final thoughts on Sabrina Carpenter's Man's Best Friend?
Yeah, I do like it. I mean, is it the best one we've done so far? I don't think so, but I did know a lot of these songs before. Usually I don't know most of it, so I won't listen to it until like an hour before the show. But yeah, I'll say yeah. I mean, I can listen to the songs that I do like on here more, so I'll give it a thumbs up.
Awesome. Andy, what are your final thoughts?
Thumbs down on me big time. I just, everything that you're saying, I respect it, especially, all the different kind of stuff that she does on here. It just didn't grab me, man. Sometimes
fair enough, man.
Happens,
Hey, I get that. There's when we did
I'd rather you be brutally honest with
when we did this album. This album really grabbed you guys, and it didn't grab me. So I mean, I'm giving this one some more chances. I'm really trying to get into the Olivia Dean album because I know it really grabbed you guys. So I'm trying to give it some more chances. But hey, I completely get it. Get it.
It's so funny because I was in the airport in Denver waiting for the plane. It was like 4:30 in the morning. And I was listening to the Sabrina Carpenter album to review, and like in the middle, I said, "Let me listen to Olivia Dean." I switched it to Olivia Dean.
Now, to be fair, Olivia Dean, that's an airport album. That's a kind of just sit back, relax.
I got to be honest, but Andy, I got to thank you for that Holly Humberstone album, though, dude. That's one of my favorite albums we've done.
I
listen to that all the time.
Album to listen to.
I like that too. I really like the kickback groove to it. And it's a strong album. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lyrically, so Joe, you're the deciding factor, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with what I've been saying, yeah, I'm definitely a thumbs up on this one.
So it
Um,
passes. Anything over two
yeah,
passes here.
it just barely, it just barely passes. Although
Yeah.
it's been one that we've had severe discussion on. So it's we'll throw it around a little bit, but I do enjoy it quite a bit. I don't know how much I'll be going back to it, even though I do own it. So I mean,
Right.
I
I'm
have the
that way
chance to
too.
listen to it,
Yeah.
but it's not one that I see myself going back and listening to. A couple songs I would probably throw on a playlist, but it's not one I probably see myself going back and listening to the entire album, say like the Lord album or the Harry Styles album that we reviewed,
Right.
Right.
or the Holly Humberstone, especially some of the albums that we've done that I've loved. This is not quite up there with those, but there's a couple songs that I definitely see myself keeping in pretty heavy rotation.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, that concludes another review for us here on Pop Go the Rockers. Is Andy's review next time? Yes. So is Andy's review next time? Andy, have you decided what we're
Yes.
going to be doing on the next
Yes,
episode?
we're going to be doing an album by a new artist by the name of Toa Bird. This album was released a couple weeks ago. She is influenced by Hendrix and Zeppelin. She's
Oh,
the lead
wow.
guitarist, and it's poppy, but there's also a lot of loud guitar. When y'all hear guitar, just remember she's also the lead guitarist. So keep that in mind while she plays.
I'm
Awesome.
a guitar player. I won't mind that at all. So cool.
Yeah.
Do that and
Alrighty.
text me that name because I'll probably forget it, Andy, if you don't mind, or
I
send
think
it
it's
to
in
me
the
on
group
Facebook.
chat.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
it is okay.
I've already sent
Okay.
the album to y'all.
Okay.
But I'll send it again.
Do it, please, because I am like sometimes. So, yeah.
Oh, that's
Alrighty.
fine.
Well, thank you
Oh,
all so much for checking us out. Hope you guys are enjoying what we're doing here on Pop Go the Rockers. I know we are all having a great time
yeah.
discovering this new music and talking about it here with you all. As always, be sure to like, share, subscribe, leave us a comment. What did you think of this album? If you know this album, or if you check this album out, and let us know what you'd like to see us cover on the show here. I know we got some ideas. We've been bouncing around. It sounds like we have a Bleachers review coming up here soon. Maybe we got some different stuff that we're going to be talking about. So yeah, let us know what you'd love to hear us cover. There's still so many artists that we haven't gotten to cover yet, and yeah, so we are always happy to hear what you want us hear what you want to hear us talk about. I guess I should say. So thank you guys so much, and we will see you next time on Pop Go the Rockers. Have a great week,
Oh, yes.
everyone.
Take care, guys.
See you
Bye-bye.
later.